What's up, guys? I just wanted to shed some light on this whole TZERO situation ordeal.
It's his wagon, TZERO. I'm wondering what the consensus the room would be.
Can I chime in really quick? Thank you for inviting me up, Bigum. Are you there?
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I just wanted to say thank you for doing all of this. I appreciate it. It's nice, to be able to bring something forth and then people do DD and look and research and try to figure it out. And I just think you guys are doing a really great job. Really quick, I did want to say something in regard to the tokenized security, which it keeps being referred to as. It's actually an STO, which is a security token offering, which is completely different. So it wouldn't put your shares onto a tokenized. But I think you guys are doing an incredible job. I love the discourse. I love being able to hear different points of view, and I think it's awesome. So good job.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for clarifying that as well.
Yeah, my only question would be like, who owns and operates the exchange that these things are traded on? That's kind of where my
The SEC is in charge of this. TZERO is the only SEC-run exchange.
Yeah, no, but who? That's not the exchange. It's not the exchange. I'm talking about the exchange they run on, the box exchange they run on. Who owns the box exchange they run on?
That's not the exchange they run on. That's something separate.
All right.
So I will say there's an interesting precedent, and it was Overstock who now owns the majority of TZERO, which is the entity that you can say this STO would run through. It's the only SEC-approved entity for STOs. And that feeds in my question from earlier. Why might Atomera be resistant to trying to account for ownership of shares through an STO? If you look at what happened with Overstock, I thought Charlie was
onto a tokenized blockchain, it would be a security token offering, which is something to be what?
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Okay, it's something that can be that the CEO or whoever can add basically to your share. So like it could be, it doesn't have to be a cash dividend. It can be like some future purchase at like an AMC theater, like a free soda or free popcorn or whatever. It can be something along those lines. So there's a huge difference. I just wanted to state that. But I think you guys are doing an incredible job. I love the discourse. I love being able to hear different points of view, and I think it's awesome. So good job.
Good. Yeah.
But given the short I think those guys were respectful of the questions were good, and I really appreciate them letting me tell the story. I think it's a good idea. I mean, if Nancy was doing an NFT with balloons and it's different ways, other companies can do other things. And he told me the second came down. Do what he says, do what the company does. I just ask people to, don't have to like the can basically have something. But this is not the thing that made it where I mean, some guy that I made up a couple of years ago, which not only falls, the guy's now in a federal prison. That's what I do. So I know what I'm doing. But if you can just let me do it without constantly every step of the way, otherwise nothing will ever get done. And
that's right.
I tried to, and I will do it baseball with him. And I think, he's a blue collar guy. I think he could be open to it. Years, bringing stuff that's going on. But it can't happen if people at a minimum behave so just disrespect being shown my way, it makes it very, very difficult to keep going. It makes it very hard. So I think
Makes it very difficult to hear that when there's been many of APES put out factual information, and they've been blocked and treated like shit by this guy because they've looked further into what he did not expect them to look into. I mean, I gotta say one thing. Mark and Tara are both pretty good at talking and really just gaslighting and manipulating, getting everyone to think, the 1%er way. It's all a scheme to just fuck everyone they can. They're out for themselves. That's all there is to it. Sorry for the rant. I'll continue.
bad apples in the community need to be weeded out. They need to be weeded out quickly. And people need to get down to business. I mean, I have evidence on Citadel.
I'll be honest. Oh, go ahead. You have evidence on Citadel? Go ahead.
I have it can't be only evidence on Twitter. It's important stuff. And people and they deserve a lot of credit for putting it on. I mean, they put. Now, Charlie wouldn't mean to send anyone else, and just try to be less militant and try to do more.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's the minority of people who act that way. They're just very loud. They like to create a lot of burner accounts, and they just don't stop. Even if you block them, they make more accounts. They try to make their message is louder than the real message, and that's what's so frustrating.
So she's referencing herself and her followers right now.
It's clearly a group that wants to work against anything helpful at this point. And I've definitely noticed that there's this rhetoric of like, well, GME's just going to do it for us, so just let GME do it, and then AMC will go up too. And to me, it's like, that's not good enough for me. That's not a good enough thing.
And there's the pushing of the division, and AMC should be doing this because GME is doing that. No, GME is cash positive. They have the ability to do that sooner. AMC will be likely next quarter. We're doing amazing. We could issue potentially a normal dividend next quarter. There's so many ways around this. There's no rush. This is all being implemented to cause division amongst this community. That's all there is to it. It's so black and white, guys.
Answer. I think we've all been here long enough that, AMC is in this race too. We deserve answers. We deserve answers to our questions in regard to, is there synthetic shares, share recall. People have been demanding it since February, since the buy button was removed on AMC. So, I mean, this isn't a brand new thing. We've waited a long time, and I feel that's the one area our voices haven't been heard. And yes, CEO Adam said he cannot speak on whether there are synthetic shares or naked shares of AMC.
So like I said, she's trying to rush and push the narrative. I mean, for God's sake, Adam said stand down. I mean, if you can't and don't have faith in your company and your CEO and what we've been through and what he's done so far, then it should be blatantly obvious that you shouldn't be here.
But that's it. There hasn't been, anything else. And so I feel like there's a lot of people kind of just hanging on to something, and we can't seem to get to the bottom of it if we can't get people to hear us. And that's the biggest issue here, and that's why I love this idea. And I also love the fact that, it got 3 different pieces on Fox Business. It did get to Adam in. So if anything, hopefully, it makes its way a little higher in his priority list. Hopefully, among the other ideas that are happening simultaneously, something along these lines becomes a little bit more of a priority, because that's what it needs to be.
Also, she's just stating right now on her call that last night's call, Bigham's Space, was a bunch of false information, which there is filing, sourced, and cited, all in a thread there. And this is just, this just blows my mind, because this has gone on now for 6, 7, 8, 9 months of Tara and this whole lead everyone astray. and fuck them blindly, you know. And I'm just so sick of hearing it. It literally makes me sick when I hear her voice and I hear the lie after lie after lie. And it's not even about one person. It's about the community. I keep quiet. I stay as quiet as I can until somebody's threatening the community in whole so bad that I can't keep myself from not speaking out.
It's like, it's so frustrating. Anyway, I just feel, honest to goodness, that people would rather, at this point, stay broke and not even have the MOAS happen than to allow something like this to even be heard of or mentioned by CEO Adam or get to him because it came from my platform. And that is the most frustrating part about all of this, is that people would rather ruin everyone else and ruin everyone else's money. They're messing with all of your guys' money by doing what they're doing than to actually hear the truth, put the truth out there. I don't care if my name's involved. It doesn't need to be. It wasn't my plan. I'm literally the host. It's like,
That's the biggest false statement I've ever heard in my life. Tara cares about nothing but her following and herself. She could give a fuck less about anybody here at all. I swear. Well, thanks for listening, guys. Just some more truth.